Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tenors, the weekend edition. Thanks for joining us here and watching. If you're new, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that Options Tenor logo, and subscribe. We are going to go through, starting with the monthly, we're going to go through SPX on the multiple time frames. Check out SPY, VX, the VIX futures, and the options expected move for the week. Then we'll end the free video there. We'll go on to the patrons with a little bit more in depth and see if we can learn a few things while we're doing it. If you are interested in the Patreon, it is $5 for the first tier, $10 for the second. So here we go. Let's jump into it. We have SPX on the monthly. Huge bullish engulfing candle. We had, let's get in here a little closer. We had a bearish engulfing candle. Thought we were going to start moving down. This channel seems to be working. I typically on the higher time frames, I don't really work with this. It was more of a guideline, but it seems to be tagging very well, and we pushed off of that. It started the new month of October right underneath that channel, pushed on the 8 EMA for the monthly, and just never looked back. So we have a bullish engulfing now. So to me, this says one of two things from this point of view, that we get some follow through, and this is completely bullish, or this is a consolidation period, much like a megaphone, for example, where we're making lower lows and higher highs, moving outward, which we'll have to eventually break in a direction anyway. But just an observation from this, we only have 3 candles. They're all engulfing each other at this point. So I don't want to call this completely bullish yet, that we're just going to reach out to the skies here. We are starting to make a little bit more divergence on the RSI, not on the MACD. So we're in a bullish stance in the monthly. Let's go down to the weekly. For this weekly, I want to show last week's video. I was showing that the 100% move from the wave 1, if we get to the intermediate here, wave 1, to, well, wave 3, if this is still wave 3, got expanded past, which it is wave 3, you got, I mean, technically, from this point, we had passed this 100% movement. That means that wave 3 is no longer the smallest wave. Wave 3 cannot be the smallest wave. So what that says is that wave 5 can be any length now. So when we do get a larger wave 4 correction, then wave 5, it can be infinite. Wave 3 is no longer the smallest. Wave 1 can be the smallest, so wave 5 can be short, medium, or long. So we have no defined move for wave 5. That's why we were paying attention to this 100% extension from wave 1 to 2. So on the weekly, we have another bullish candle. We're getting a little bit extended off the 8-week EMA, but we're holding all trends, all moving averages. Everything's bullish on this chart, except for some of the indicators, just giving us, and this can go on, you know, obviously for a long time, just more divergence, trying to test this MACD line, the yellow, trying to make that cross back over of the blue line, the MACD. Still well into bullish territory, but starting some divergence here on the MACD. On the weekly time frame, and the same thing with the RSI, we had a nice move down. Didn't even come down to the 50. I still do think we could do that, but another divergence here on the RSI as well. So let's go down to the daily time frame, get a smaller picture of what's happening. Trend is our friend. Now, here's what we're looking at. So I put a bullish count on here because I have a feeling that people think I'm way too bearish. I'm not showing enough of the bullish charts, and so like myself, we're missing a lot of this move on the indices. Now, individual names, we still work on the bullish individual names as well. But so what we're looking at on the bearish side, we were looking at this being a big A. I stuck these to the side here, so just to keep them for reference, and that this was A expanded, B, and then a expansion of C all the way down to the 382. But what if you're a bull, if we are bullish, what we're looking at is that this wave 4, this smaller wave 4, here be 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're working on wave 1. And I do think that wave 1 will be complete sometime this week. Yes, I'm putting a timestamp on it. I think we're, if not as soon as Monday or Tuesday. I'm looking at a reversal for wave 1. And if we are a bull, we want to pull back to wave 2. Okay, that would be the bullish scenario. Wave 1, wave 2, and then a much more impulsive wave 3 headed to the upside. I like that scenario. Now, if we continue to move down, we're going to go on a lower time frame, especially if we start breaking this rising pivot. Then we will be playing this to the downside, and let's see how far we can go. Because if we start really accelerating and showing some impulsive waves, then I do think we'll be on this wave C. We'll have more of the bearish count. There is one other more bearish, but we're not going to get into that. This wave 5 would be the complete of a much larger wave 3, in that we would have a hefty wave down, or this would be a complete of the bull market in itself. So I'm not in that camp, but there is much more bearish. But this is the bullish scenario: 1, 2, and then 3 higher. Okay, get down. Wait, before we go, let's look a little bit more extensive at the MACD. I wanted to check this out just to show you that we're in kind of a downtrend here. Overall, we are an uptrend on price, downtrend on the MACD. But if you look in a smaller scale, we had spiked to new highs and made new lows. And then we started an uptrend here, a miniature uptrend, to make a new high again. You see all those divergences coming together, almost triangulating, made a new high. And now we made a brand new low. Now, will we do the same thing in that bullish count that I'm talking about? We'll probably have some sort of uptrend, just like this one, where it starts to triangulate again, making higher time frame bearish divergences, but maybe consolidate into a triangle once more, which would mean price is still headed to the upside. Okay, so if we're in the bearish scenario, we should probably just see new lows from this point. All right, just want to show you that a little bit of nuances on the MACD, and I am looking at the RSI consolidating as well, making the bear divergences, but then making uptrends, higher highs and higher lows until, I'm sorry, higher lows, lower highs, triangulating. But we made a brand new low here, kind of broke that series, and we have to see if we're going to make a new high here. It seems that we're peaking out from a downtrend, but if we start curling back down, are we going to make new lows? Are we just going to make higher lows? So those are the things I'm paying attention to on the RSI and the MACD. I usually don't have all of these lines on here. I try to keep it pretty clean with the divergences, but I want to show you just kind of how you can hone in on some of these indicators and get a look at what's really happening with the price action as opposed to the strength and the momentum. So let's go down to the 65-minute chart, see if we can see a little bit closer of what's expected on this on a bullish point of view. So I changed all of my count in this last move here, assuming that this A, B, C, this compound correction or WXY is over, and that this correction is over, then this bullish count would be the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and we'd be completing 5 with an ending diagonal here. Now, this could go in a micro terms here. This could go as a leading diagonal, which would be a 1, 2, and then we have just a smaller 5-wave move to the upside. But on the on a normal scale, this would be an ending diagonal of this move. So that'd be 3, 4. We've already made a high over the 3, so that's completed for the rule. Elliott waves, you have to complete above there, and unless it be in truncated, we're not going to get to that. With this being a wave 4, now the ending diagonal, we have a wave 1, which is larger than the down to 2, wave 3, 4, and this 5 would be really small. So what I did was this wave 5 cannot be bigger than wave 3, or else that would make wave 3 the smallest, and that's not in the rules for Elliott wave analysis. The ending diagonal should be a 3-wave move up, 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up, 3-wave move down, and then 3-wave move to finish off this move. So with 100% extension of wave 3 to 4, we should not be able to get above this point on this 5-wave move. So 46.25 would be our max. We could be done now, but 46.25 would be our max area where this can push before it starts invalidating the wave count, and then either the wave count is wrong, there's something else happening, and we'd have to rework that. But this clearly looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see if the 5 is done yet. Now, on the bullish scenario, once this wave 1 is over and we start to correct, a typical spot would be a 618 all the way down to a 786 area for a pullback. So either way, whether you're bullish or bearish, we're looking for a pretty steep pullback, and for a wave 2. So we'll be looking for that very, very soon. We are positioned for bearishness already, but what we're really going to be worried about is what happens when it gets to this zone. When we get to the 618, 786 zone, are we going to push off and start a wave 3, or we're going to break down from this rising pivot and make lower lows, which is we'll be looking for the 382. We'll put it back. We'll put our bearish counts back on for the A, B, expanded B, expanded C down. Now, without trying to confuse you too much, this could still be a correction of A, B, C if we came down to this 618, and that would be a correction, a running flat if we started our waves up from that point. So I know that all of them point in the same direction anyway, so I'm not too concerned about what's happening there. We just expect a pullback no matter what. We just want to see how far it goes. Okay, so that that will give us that. We're going to go to the VIX, VX. That's the VIX futures. We'll go on the daily just so we can get a little bit better look at this. We're just really consolidating. You got that monthly, weekly candle that was ending. So just consolidating. I expect this to break to the upside or downside coming really, really soon, as soon as Monday. I don't know which way. Nobody does, but we are positioned bearish, which would mean that this VIX should start to raise. Now the actual index VIX, you notice this is around 19. The futures is around 19. And I explained this in the last video. This is a contango. We have the VIX all the way down at the 16 area. Those will converge. Those need to converge. Those have to converge. So whether the VIX goes up to meet the futures or the futures come down to meet the VIX, that's what we'll be looking for. Which one is going to happen? We don't know. But the VIX index, this one that we're looking at right now, this one starts heading higher, breaks out of this wedge, then that means that the market is probably correcting, and opposite inverted if the other scenario happens. So you guys, that's it. I didn't draw the bars on, so let's just go back to SPX on the 65, or it's fine on the daily. Actually, we have our expected move here. of 64 points. And so we'll be looking for a move all the way up to 4670 area, or down here to the 4540 area. That's our expected move for the week. We will be tracking that on the, let's see, as soon as I draw those in on the expected move chart, we notice that, oh, yeah. And what I wanted to mention, we had a beautiful butterfly that, option strategy butterfly. You can look that up. We're not going to explain it on this video. That worked out perfectly for this week. I tagged it on there on Friday to hedge. We only had two options contracts, but that was a 6x hedge there, so we did very well on that move. It's very common. The options expected move for the price to hit either the upside or the downside, or even both. But probability has it that we'll be within the plus side or the minus side to end the week. We did just end off just above it, but it was a beautiful, beautiful tag of the options expected move. It's just really a quantitative way of looking at the options market. And you can do this on individual names as well. I do have a video for options expected move if you're interested in checking that out. It's a free video on YouTube. So, okay, that does it, you guys. Patrons, stick around. All right, patrons. We're going to go to QQQ. And we want to check out QQQ from kind of the same analysis we just did with the SPX, because we want to check this out from a really high time frame and work our way down. I didn't work on this monthly chart. I haven't worked on this monthly chart in a long time, but we're holding trend. Everything is bullish. Huge move. I have the wave count there, but on the next board. But look at that bullish engulfing candle. Massive for the oh, that was the daily. Jeez. Let's go over to the monthly. Come on, get with it. Okay, so still holding trend. Came down to that 8 EMA. Just the same thing as the SPX. Engulfing. We could just reverse and completely engulf that green candle as well. I am not against that. If we have the scenario that I think that is happening, then all of November, that candle is going to engulf October as well. And then we should continue our move to the upside after that, if our count is correct. So let's go over to the weekly, see if we can get anything else out of this. Now, the weekly, we're looking at this channel here, and we're still holding that channel. I do think that we're in the same situation where this may be a expanding flat as well, and we'll get down to that 382. But really, we got down, and we'll see. We'll just actually go down to the daily. See these divergences here. You see all that. It's the same thing. But I want to show the daily. I want to show that we did get the this 23.6 move down, which is, it's completely valid for a wave 4 to be complete right there. That's very legit. And now working on our wave 1 on the bullish count 2, just like the SPX. Okay, now that's the bullish scenario, to where this is almost complete. We come down to wave 2 and we move higher from there. Now the bearish situation, the mediocre conservative situation, is that we this wave 4 is not over yet. This is an A, B, expanding B down to C, and we try to tag that 386 area. Okay, the 382 area, excuse me. So that would be the conservative. And then the actual larger scene, if you look at these, we have this primary wave count 1, 2, all the way up. If that 3 is over there, that's the situation where we'd have a little bit down further correction. But if this wave 3 was actually over here, the more bearish one is that this wave 4 was in, and this last count, this last 5 waves, could possibly be the end of all of the counts that we have here. which would be pretty bearish that we're getting into a recession at that point. So really, it's the same thing as the SPX where you have these bullish count. It's pretty clear what is happening. We're either just going to start another 5-wave series up, and this is the first wave of it, or we're almost done with this correction, which would seem like a very sharp move. But then we move higher after that. So that would mean that either we have our pullback to 2 and we start wave 3, or we pull back even further and then we start a brand new 5-wave up for the wave 5 of 5 of 5. So either way, we're actually bullish. Okay. And I know I sound like I'm bearish every single day, especially on the Discord. But we've been looking for this reversal for a long time now. And we really want to get this. We think we're still in the wave 4 correction on the flat because of the wave 2 alternation. So either way, we want to see something pull back and start heading to the upside. Okay. IWM, we'll keep looking at that. You know what? Is there anything? Let's go back down to the 65-minute chart and show you why this wave seems to be over. I know it looks pretty much just like the SPX, but I still want to show you anyway. So we have the same thing: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would mean this is the end of the this is the ending diagonal here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we put that same 100% move up here. So we have a little bit of room left that we could go, or if we could end it right now, we could gap down for Monday. But either way, if we get back under this rising pivot, then you know that this is a breakdown. This is a throw over. We have breakdown, and then we start our descent to possibly a wave 2 here. Or if we go further, then that's then the scenario, the bearish scenario that I'm looking at would be much slower on that point to where we're making new intermediate terms low there, and then we'll be bullish really soon after that. Okay. IWM, it will be just the obvious. We're looking at on the daily chart. We're still looking at a bearish count, but we're in this channel still. So that's all that matters. We're in this channel, and we had a big setup that I really like this setup coming from resistance. And if you go down to the 65-minute chart, I have it kind of mapped out for you, and that's just we had this this wedge breakdown. We had to throw over. We already broke down from it. Impulsive wave, 5-wave move down, and a 3-wave move to back test it. So really got in with a big put, a big short position on this. And it looks like this is going to be, we can, so this looks like it's now a 1. And if we go down, so we're right at that 618, 786 zone here, the golden ratio. And so we have a 1, 2 set up possibly, and now it looks like a 1, 2, and then a 1, 2 before we start really heading down for impulsive wave 3, which we should see next week. If we don't get that impulsive wave 3 next week, then the count's definitely wrong. We should know right away. So we would get and probably get stopped out of those puts there. So that's all I want to show you with that. I do want to show you another example on the smaller time frame of the QQQ, where we had a expanded flat. Since we keep talking about that term, I know we talked about this learning there, but at this wave 3, the end of wave 3, then we had a correction A, expanded B, and C down there. So that's an expanded. It's like a megaphone. So we had an expanded flat there as well before we continue higher. And so that's on a 65-minute chart. Now, right now we're looking on the daily chart of having that expanded flat. So they're very common where you have an A, B, and then a much more impulsive wave C down, which is going to be a 5-wave move down. So that's that. I just want to show you another example that they do exist. They're very common, and that's all, guys. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. This video's been long enough. Like the video if you enjoyed this, if this helps. Thanks.